Hello and welcome to our video about SRE, which is our Sex and Relationships Education Programme.
We are just going to share our slides. Okay, hopefully you can see those slides. Right. So to start off with, the government have recognised that there is a growing need for a better education regarding relationships and sex education, which include statutory changes, and this comes from Ofsted and from government changes in the Department for Education.
Okay, so in year 2, children will be learning about animals and that they have offspring and that offspring grow into adults. They'll be learning about the concept of reproduction, but not how reproduction occurs.
So there is a document called Relationships Education, Relationships and Sex Education and Health Education, and there's basically a focus in primary schools should be on teaching the sort of positive relationships with reference to things like friendships and respectful relationships and being safe with one another. So those are the sort of important things to include in the primary education.
So the curriculum focuses on mental well-being, good physical health, including healthy eating, internet safety, fitness, aspects which are covered in other curriculum areas anyway that they already do every year in each year group.
So what about sex education? So it says that the Relationships Education, RSE and Health Education England Regulations 2019 have made relationships education compulsory in all primary schools from September 2019. Sex education is not compulsory in primary schools, and content set out in this guidance therefore focuses on relationships education. So it's a lot about relationships. However,
well, the Department of Education have say really that all primary schools should have a sex education programme and that it progresses through the years, so it's age appropriate and it is tailored to the emotional needs and maturity and the age of the children.
So how do we do this at Greenridge? So we follow the Christopher Winter project, which has age appropriate content from reception to year 6. That means that the content is sort of drip fed to the children from an early age, and there's a gradual introduction. So each of the year groups are going to have 3 of the RSE sessions.
Okay, so in year 2, session 1, the learning intention is to understand the difference between boys and girls, and so the children will explore the concepts of male and female gender stereotypes. They'll be describing the difference between male and female babies, and I think, is there a slide with the pictures on? So those are the pictures we're going to be using. There are no others, so that's all we'll be using for that particular lesson.
So in lesson 2, the learning intention is to understand the differences between male and female. They'll be looking and describing the differences between male and female animals, and then the children will understand that making a new life needs a male and a female. And for that lesson, these are the resources that we are going to be using.
Okay, and the final lesson, children are going to be naming the male and female parts of the body, and the children will describe the physical differences between males and females, and they will use the correct terminology. So we'll be using vagina, penis, testicles, eyes, ears, nose, fingers, all of that terminology in its proper sense.
And that's the resources for that lesson as well. So if you have any questions, please feel free to send us an email and we can get back to you as soon as possible regarding those questions, and we will be happy to answer them. Thank you very much.
Thank you.